Alright, I'm going to attempt to do a video on a Saturday. Attempt to record one on a Saturday morning. It's going to be a busy day. Woo-wee. Today, well, you can tell this morning that sun's shining in. Wow. Today, Husqvarna push mower, all-wheel drive. It is the HU725AWD BBC. Don't know what that means, but we're going to do a self-propel drive belt and pulleys. He said the front wheel started making a clacking noise or something. And I found something kind of wrapped up in the pulley, a little bit of debris. We're going to give him a new belt, and we're going to give this thing a good checking over. We're going to go ahead and replace those 3 little pulleys. And let's do it. Let's do it. This one, product number 96145001800. HU725AWD BBC, 22-inch Husqvarna. We're going to give them an oil change too. Don't know what that noise is. Well, let's grab an oil draining pan. We're going to go ahead and take the dipstick out and have the oil drainer while we're doing this. Oh, boy. Boy, he's got this thing set low. Oh, boy. It's too early today morning there. All right, let that be draining. We'll come around here. We'll get this thing taken apart. We'll get her taken apart. All right, let me hit pause. I'm going to change tripods. Hang with it just 1 second. All right, second's over. Part number for the belt. The only aftermarket I trust is stems or rotary. Replaces the 580364610 Propel. And there's your stems number. 64.5 inches is what this belt is. Yeah. And be careful because this causes cancer in California. Be very careful. And then the 3 little pulleys. 587973001, I believe is what it is. Yeah. Okay, get your 15mm socket. You get your 15mm socket. Slap a fresh edge on the blade form before we're through. Okay. Let's get this cover taken off. You got a 1/2 inch right there, and you got a couple of, you got a 3/8 on the other side. I'll show you. Let's see, let's go around this side. This way. Handlebars blocking that direction. Got you a little, well actually that's a 8mm or a 5/16. 8mm. Let's see, you've got one here and over here. Get this old thing out of the way. Get that little screw out of there. Get that little screw out of there. Okay. Back around here. Diggly, diggly, dig, dig. Diggly, dig, diggly, dig, 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 diggly. And that'll just come right off. Okay. We're not going to replace the blade drive belt. We're going to replace this self-propel drive belt. I can already see a problem right here. That's supposed to go up there like that. Let's get this little blade up and take it off. I believe that's going to be a 9/16. Am I right? I believe I am. That should come right off. You've got another bearing in here. That feels pretty good. Set this over there. What I want to do is take a big screwdriver and just kind of wedge it in there like that. And you can kind of force it a little bit. Put that belt behind that. And then this will just slide right off. You've got to get the drive belt taken off because it's got a built-in pulley above it. If I can get my fingers back here and work it. Slide that belt. Let me grab a flashlight. Just work it off that belt back there, or work it off that pulley back there. Now that we got that behind that, this thing should be free to slide off, just like that. Oh, look at that pulley. Yeah, that thing's froze up. That one's froze up. That one's free. Boy, that thing is melted. Wow. Okay. Let's get this cover here taken off. Got us another 8mm. Should be a couple of little screws on top of it somewhere here to get this cover off. Where are the screws holding that cover on? Okay, you got one here. And you've got one here. You got one there, and you got one there. And you got to work these little tabs loose. And that's going to be a 3/8. Grab the end extension. Flashlight's in my way, flashlight bone. Flashlight bone. Get the top one off, apparel. Okay. Let's see. We'll reach around here and grab these two little tabs and make sure they're not hooked. This cover will come off. Now we have access to the front pulley right yonder. Got to get this little belt finger off there that's holding it on. Yeah, there's a little screw right there holding it on. And we can push the, easier said than done. Take a little hammer and tap the end of it. There, that's all we're going to do so we can get the belt off the transmission pulley. Propel. All right. Go back to the 1/2 inch. I think that's 1/2 inch, isn't it? No, I think it's going to be a 12. Let's find out what size it is. No, it's not a 12. You can use a Torx too, but not a socket on it. Is it an 11 or is it going to be a 7/16? Nope, it's an 11 millimeter. We'll get kind of an idea about how this belt routed. From the transmission pulley up here, it goes above that bottom one, just like that. That one goes through here, around that, back around here, so it stays inside of these metal little fingers. I was thinking one of these didn't have this little spacer in there. We might have to press it out if it don't. Yeah, that one has it. And let's see, we're gonna have to get the screwdriver back. Pull this one away. Yeah, all 3 pulleys do have that spacer on there, so that's good. 5803643001. Ooh, these things are eat up. Okay. Now, we have to get it off this transmission pulley. We might get lucky and just be able to push it around that. Otherwise, we'll have to take this cover off and move this transmission around to get these keepers off. And that's what we're going to have to do because the clearance is so tight in there. Really, really is. Okay. We have a little screw right there. We have one here, which this one's already loose. And then do we have one back here? Yep. We got one here, here, a little one here. You don't have to take these off. Just that little one there. And there's one on the bottom right there. Let me grab my little ratchet. So we don't have to flip the lawnmower over. Can we get the ratchet in there? Not really. Let me grab a ratcheting end wrench. Can we get that one in there? When we go put it back together, we'll take and put this screw on the last. Am I even getting it? And this one has a little spring . It's got a little spring right there that holds that transmission. See it right there? All right, let me hit pause. I got a customer. Whew, 9 customers later. Get that screw out there. Get this little screw out here. Let's get this little spring unhooked in here. Grab a needle nose. Just like that. That goes from the transmission over to here. It just keeps a little bit of tension on the transmission. All right. Then we'll get these two. Try to do this between customers. I know better not to grab a tool on a Saturday. Saturdays are just for people coming and going and picking up and dropping off and calling and coming by. Woo. Busy day. Okay. This out of the way. Set this over there. Let's see, we'll get this engaging cable unhooked right there. That way we can spin this around. Put that belt back in here. Like that. What size is that? Let's see. What I'm going to do, that's a quarter. Okay, what we'll do is just take the two little 1/4 inch screws out of that. Take that one. I'm not going to take that one all the way out. I'm just going to take it loose, that way we can kind of move this around a little bit. Just like that. Well, couldn't see it, could you? Okay. Get your new belt. Kind of stretch it out here, we'll see. Make sure it's the same length, and it is. Put the new belt in there. Just like that. Get this screw started back in there. This one fell completely out. Hang with. Whew, another hour later and half a dozen customers. You know, in real time, it's taken me over 2 hours to do just this. I should have known better than to try to film a video on a Saturday. I should have known better. Should have known better. Well, get that back in there just right. That one's in the pin. pin that's got to set in. I need to charge my flashlight. We'll use that flashlight for now. A little thing that's got to sit on right there. Looks like it might be a little boogered. Got two little tabs that stick on there, right there, and right there. Looks like that one little tab right there might be boogered just a little bit. Give me a pair of pliers or something. Straighten that out. There we go. All right, that sits down there like it should. Get the belt back on there. All right, they're in the tabs. We'll get the screw started back. Get my finger out of there. Give me a little finger back. Down, back around, stick it back through the hole. Ooh, okay. Stick that back in there. Like that. I got to remember where that little spring attached to. Right there. Okay. All right. Now we'll put the back in there. Okay. I want to at least try to get this one started. Kind of hard to do upside down. Get this top screw back in. Now we'll get these two started back. Get this one started. All right. Use sockets again. Well, I tell you, there's about 13 different size sockets you got to use. one tight. That one's tight. That one's tight. I had to move these wheels down to get out of the way there. I wonder if I can get it with the socket wrench. Still can't hardly get in there. Get this one back in there. Now we'll use the socket wrench. Tight enough. Now we'll reach down here. Put this little spring back up. If I can reach it. Put that right there. Make sure it's not going to interfere. All right. Trying to hurry and do this. I know I got a bunch of more customers on the way. Surprised the phone ain't ringing. Whew, okay, let's get some new pulleys on there. Let's see, this one goes up and around. That way. That new belt is awfully stiff. That's not right. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch my own video. Make sure I'm doing that right. Let's see, this one goes like that. Uh-oh, golly, I got another customer. Y'all hang loose just for a second. Propel, fresh battery. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this back on the front transmission pulley. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me grab my little hammer and tack that thing back up. All right, put the belt on there. Give that a little tap heavy. All right, let's check it out. Okay, we're on there. socket again. Find the hole. There it is. All right. Well, those are tight. I'm gonna reach around here and make sure it's on the front transmission pulley, it's on the rear transmission pulley. Okay. Keyway goes that way. Stick that back in there and force that out that way. Take your fingers and walk it back on the pulley. Yep, almost had it. Make sure that goes behind that. Make sure that's all the way in. That's above that. That's above that. These are below that. Stick my head around there and look through that little tunnel, make sure everything's lined up. It appears to be. Everything's in its groove. Okay. Got a little blade brake right there. Get the bolt started back. All right. Go ahead and put the front cover back on there. And make sure these little clips get back in there. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll take this clamp right here. I'll clamp this back. That way it pulls the belt tight. There we go. Alright, change sockets again. Now we can run these little screws back in there. All right. Whew. Now we'll put this cover back on. Make sure these little tabs go in there. Just like that. Get that one started. Change sockets again. And now we'll change sockets again. Go around here. Whew. Put these two little screws back in there. Well, wrong socket. On the right socket. Where is the right socket? There it is. All right. Well, got another customer y'all hang with. I went ahead and popped him a fresh edge on here. I tell you, it's right now it's noon. I started working on this right here shortly after 9 o'clock this morning. Everybody's calling, coming by and picking up and dropping off. That's what happens when you try to make YouTube videos. It just makes the job take 10 times as long. This should have been a 20-minute job. Shoulda. Almost 3 hours later. 3 hours later. On Saturdays, man, I hardly ever get to touch a tool on Saturdays. People calling, coming by, dropping off, picking up, texting. Okay, we have got 3 pulleys, a new belt, sharpen this blade. Let's get this thing stood back up, put some oil in it, and check his air filter and spark plug. All that good stuff. I gotta use what's left in this jug. Move this oil. Knock it over. Stop right there, that's probably too much. Let's go ahead and get the sparky plug and the air filter out of it and all that settles. Let's check the state of his air flitter. Well, it's kind of hard to do. Got that thing right in the way. Yep, I'd say you get some new air filter. I'd say so. I've had this lawnmower for a week and a half now. I'm sure that fella's probably wanting it back. Yeah, that's what happens when you got a dirty air filter. It makes it run rich. Phew. J19L. Check the gap at 30. Close enough. Yeah, this one's got that 7 1/4 190cc Quantum Auto Choke flathead. Flat little head. Let's check the fuel. Just got fuel in it. We'll come back around here and check his oil. We'll see how too much I put in there. That little Tropicana jug, it pours faster than you think it does. Let's see where we're at. Hey, look at there. That's pretty close. Almost to the full mark. Just a little bit. Well, I just missed. Whoa, right there. Whoa. We're gonna give this thing a good cleaning anyway. Might as well just pour it all over it. That is perfect. Something's funky with this cover. Oh, let me raise his back wheels back up a little bit. Put it back on 3 where you had it. Okay. Whew. Let's look and see what's going on with this cover. Are we missing a screw? Nope, it's just broke. Broke right there. Oh well. All right, let's let her down. Get her out. Fire it up. See how she runs and drives. Well, I got this brake set right here. I wonder if I turned the air compressor on this morning. I did. Probably not going to want to crank because I had it laid over. We'll set that right there. Maybe you can see. Oh no. Set the camera there. Manual. Oh, it's a manual choke. It's not an auto choke. All right, boys and girls, that is a Husqvarna HU725AWD BBC. All right. 725 190cc quantum manual choke. Give out there a good cleaning. Y'all be good. Holler at me if you need me. I'm gonna try to get some more stuff done. Busy Saturday. Love y'all. Take care of each other. Holler if you need me. Eat your vegetables and take your vitamins. Y'all be good.